Hello everyone, I'm Bart Hopkin here with another video about unusual musical instruments. Today we're going to be talking about tuned shakers. Now, you could have shakers like maracas and other kinds of shakers. They usually don't have well-defined pitch, but you can make shakers that do have well-defined pitch. And if you do that, if you make one that has a clear pitch, you can make another with a different pitch and another with still a different pitch. And eventually you can put together some kind of scale, and then you can do all kinds of musical things with that scale in the tone of a tuned shaker. The first thing we heard here was this guy here, which is called Dinosaur. And I'll be talking more about Dinosaur a little later in this video. But to start with, I'm going to let you hear these guys, called Dabba shakers. Okay, that was not the greatest performance, but at least you get to hear what these things sound like. Now, the way these things work, this is a stainless steel food vessel, and the bottom and top of these vessels, I noticed soon after they came into my hands, they happen to make a fairly clear pitch. And you can adjust the pitch by gently hammering, very gently tapping with a hammer, which makes the surface there a little bit convex or concave, which makes it a little more rigid, and then that raises the pitch. And so you can tune them by that gentle hammering. Here I can show you what I'm doing here. I managed to make it so that the bottom part, that's what we're hearing now, I'm covering the top with a finger to stop it from sounding. So we're only hearing the bottom half now. I made it so that the bottom part is an octave below the top part. If I did a good job of tuning, those two notes are an octave apart. And together like this, they sound they sound with a nice clear pitch because you've got that octave reinforcement. And here's another tuned shaker. This one is very similar in principle to the one that we just saw, even though it looks quite different. You've got the shakers here, that's what these round things are. And the shakers have the flat bottom, which you can adjust the tuning by very careful tapping it to make it convex. Here goes. Here's what it sounds like. And now I want to come back to the one we started with, Dinosaur. Now the way this one works is in some ways similar to what we've seen, in some ways different. Here's a handheld version of these things. This is like a handheld version of the wooden shakers here. So first of all, we have the body of the shaker fixed up so that it produces a certain pitch, like any other ones, except in this case, what I've done here is I've made a sort of slit here. I don't know if you can see this very well, but there's a slit here, making it so that it has two halves, like a tuning fork. And meanwhile, inside is the hollow where the pellets are. Okay, so it's like a tuning fork. It can vibrate in tuning fork modes, and it can be tuned like tuning fork modes. So we've got this tuning fork type thing set up so that it's tuned to a certain pitch. And then, in addition, it also has the air resonance of the air that's inside, enclosed inside. It has a certain natural frequency, and that natural frequency is now tuned to match the tuning fork pitch. Now, I'm going to try this. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. If I blow across here, you can hear the air resonance pitch. At least I hope you can hear it in the video, the audio for the video. Anyway, so we got the air resonance pitch tuned to the same note as the tuning fork pitch. And with that reinforcement, it really helps the clarity of pitch overall. So take it from me, the air resonance really adds a lot of richness. to the sound. And here's another air resonance tuned shaker. Let me hold it the right way here. Okay, this is another shaker, and it's sort of a ratty plastic bottle, but it's got tone holes drilled in the side. It's got these little holes. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got these tone holes drilled in the side, and that allows you to cover and uncover the tone holes in the same way you'd cover and uncover the tone holes in an ocarina to get different pitches. So we get something like this. Wait, let me do a little better. So there we have a 3-note tone hole shaker. Here's another shaker with tone holes. This has about 1 million tone holes, and you don't have 1 million fingers, so you can't cover them individually, but you can cover them by sort of bringing your fingers down over them as a group. And that way you can also change the air resonance, again, by the use of tone holes. And you could even, if you got really good at it, you could even almost play melodies. This seems to have a range of about an octave. Well, it's a little vague. But anyway, you can try and play it in a melodic fashion. All right, not perfect intonational accuracy, but you get a sense of how this can work. Another air resonance tuned tone hole tuned shaker. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for today. Those are all the instruments I'm going to show. I hope you've enjoyed it, and also some of them are fairly easy to make, so you may want to experiment with them a little bit yourself. In the meantime, if you want to see more instruments that I've done, things that are not at all in the same category as tune shakers, a wide variety of things, go to my website. That's barthopkin.com. That's my name, Bart Hopkin, no S on Hopkin. barthopkin.com. When you're there, look for the section called the Instrumentarium. Thanks very much.